Hello, good morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Chiege. I am here once again to bring us another interesting topic. In case you're coming new for the first time on my channel, I welcome you all. My old subscribers, thank you so much. And my new subscribers, you are highly welcome to this wonderful channel. My viewers, I thank you all. Wherever you are in the world, I am saying you are highly welcome to this channel. Okay, we are going to talk about a very interesting topic that has to do with women. Whew. All right, let me just say this. It is about men and women, but mostly I want to talk to women concerning themselves. So, in case you want to jot something down, make sure you get your pen and paper, sit down because you have a whole lot to learn concerning life and how to live your daily life. Okay, let's go ahead without wasting much time. Number one, the topic for today is about self-discovering. Self-discovering. You know, the world is moving so fast and everything is moving very fast that we hardly find time to actually discover who we really are. All of us, God made us equally and God imbibed in us a very wonderful gift, but because of the fastness of the world, we have turned not to actually look deep and know who we really are. We don't even have time to actually check our real selves, who we really are, our do's and don'ts, what we like and what we don't like. We always tend to move along with the world as the world is moving, but hey, sometimes you try to slow down a bit and try to actually discover who you really are. So that's the topic of today, self-discovery. We're going to delve into number one of discovering oneself. Number one, okay, I just some things down so that it can help guide us as we proceed today. Number one is fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with yourself. Many people doesn't know the actual meaning of falling in love with yourself. We have a whole lot of things that makes us to keep beating ourselves and judging ourselves and even hating on ourselves, which is very wrong. We have to start from today onwards, in case you haven't been doing this, to actually learn to love yourself. There is no need or reason for anyone to always beat herself or even beat himself, like judging and competing and comparing who you are with the rest of the world out there. When you keep doing this to yourself, you are damaging yourself mentally, you are damaging yourself physically, you are damaging yourself spiritually. Remember, spiritually you are damaging yourself because self-judgmental is going to make you not to believe in who God made you to be. You won't even believe in your ability. You won't even believe that you are capable of doing something. So begin today to actually love yourself. I'm going to break this down. Like, for example, some of us are not tall. Maybe you appear to be petite or very, very short. Many people that are in this category feels that they are nothing. They feel that the tall ones got it all. They feel that if you are short, petite or thereabouts, there is nothing good about you, which is wrong. You mustn't necessarily be tall for you to know that God actually made you right. You are beautiful, you are powerful, you are strong, irrespective of height. Begin to appreciate that your height. Because there is something you don't even know. Even those tall ones, sometimes they believe that being tall is a disadvantage of so many things in their life. You don't even know what they might be feeling bad about by being tall. Maybe has deprived them of that. So you see, none of us in life generally are content sometimes in what they have. Be you tall, be you short, appreciate who you are. Even if you're a big feet or a small feet, maybe big feet you find it difficult to get your size in shoes, appreciate who you really are. Okay, funny enough, I'm going to use myself as an example. I am a very tall and huge lady. When you meet me in person, you know that I'm quite tall. Then, being tall carries a lot of things about it. You don't expect to be very tall and having a petite feet. or a petite finger, you don't expect that to happen to you, because God has already created us. When God created you to be tall, everything about you has to be in equal proportion. If you're small, like petite or short, everything about you needs to be in equal proportion. Because when you have a very tall, huge lady with a feet as tiny as a small child's feet, it's going to look abnormal. Okay, now here is where I said I'm going to use myself as an example, because growing up I found out that I'm very tall, I'm very huge, like my personality is so pronounced that I can, if I pass you, you must turn around to notice that actually someone passes you by, or someone passed you. Then that now came about my feet. The way I am is the way my feet is. It's not as if it's even abnormal. But growing up as a child and as a teenager, I felt that, if I should be asked what God can change about me, I always say my feet, because whenever I will go to the shop to buy shoes, my siblings will always have their sizes very easily, but mine will be a problem. Now I grew up into adulthood and I found out that I wear 42, I wear 43. Then I said, okay, I think I'm beginning to appreciate who I really am. I'm beginning to appreciate the way God made me. I have now come to find out that there is nothing actually wrong with me. Now, in today's world, I have noticed that I even have sizes in shoes. The only difference is that when you stand next to me, you know that I am taller than you in every aspect of it all. But there is nothing to regret about it. So today I am proud of myself. Absolutely proud of myself. In fact, I always thank God that, in fact, I prefer the way I am to another way. So I am beginning to appreciate who I really am. The same applies to someone who is very short. Maybe you find out that you have a very tiny feet, and it makes you feel shy that whenever you come in the gathering of people, even though you are an adult, but when it comes to testing of shoes, you'll be going to the size of children, like children of 6 years and 7 years, and because of that, you're not gonna you won't be happy with yourself. But I will urge you, begin to appreciate that feet God gave you, because He has a reason for creating us the way we are. There are so many advantages for it. So begin to appreciate it. It doesn't matter if your feet is very little, or if it's big enough, or it doesn't even matter if you're a giant. Just appreciate and love yourself. Fall in love with who God made you. Then whatever talent you have, don't feel shy or down that you don't have talent like the other person beside you. You have your unique talent. So love yourself, love everything about yourself, love your personality, love your spirituality. If you're the type that grows spiritually, love who you are. Fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with yourself. It's a very sweet feeling. It's a fulfilling feeling. You know, as I'm growing up, beginning to fall in love with myself, I am more than fulfilled, unlike yesteryears. So, in this number one, I don't want it to take so long of a time, but begin to fall in love and appreciate yourself. So, we're gonna go next to number two, which is find purpose in self discovery. Find purpose in self discovery. In this case, we are talking about find your purpose in life. We are created to know who we are by our Creator, God Almighty. And there is a purpose for you to be in this world. There's a purpose for me to be here today. So find your own. You actually need to slow down a bit in chasing whatever you are chasing, and actually ask yourself, what is it that God actually made me for? What is my purpose in life? You need to know all this, because when you find your purpose of existence, you will begin to love yourself the more. And when you discover the purpose of your existence, like what you are made to be, like what God actually wants you to become in life, that's what I mean by finding your purpose in life. Tread on that path. You will be fulfilled, you will be satisfied, you will be happy, you will be content, you will feel more relaxed. It doesn't matter what that purpose is, so long as it's not a negative side of life. Find your purpose in life, delve into it, and do the best you can with it. Finding purpose, let me use oh my god, let me use something like being a banker, or No, let me use something like being an artist for the first time. You discover your purpose in life is to be a musician. Make fruitful use of it, make good use of it. I gave that as an example. That attributes to other purposes. We are here. Discover your own, trade on that path. Make good use of it without competing or comparing yourself with another. You will discover who you really are and you will love it. Okay? And you will make a living out of it. That is number two. Number three is don't be desperate to have a relationship. Don't be desperate. Many people find it difficult to actually slow down to discover themselves, and by so doing makes them to be jumping in one relationship or another. Don't be quick to do that, because what this one actually does in our lives is when you jump into a relationship without getting ready for it. What I mean by not getting ready for it is not discovering who you really are. You are bound to make so many mistakes, because you are bound to take a lot of nonsense you are not supposed to take. You are bound to, lay down your virtue and allow another to trample upon your virtue. You are bound not to even know your left from your right. So it is best for you to discover who you really are, find your do's and don'ts, what you can tolerate and what you cannot tolerate, what you love and what you don't love, before diving into any relationship. Because when you discover yourself and your purpose in life, then you decided to go into a relationship, you are then knowing your worth, knowing who you are, knowing that you have a virtue as a lady. There are some things a man will want you to do. If it's not all right with your spirits, you can comfortably tell him, no, I'm not going to tread this path. This is not who I really am. For example, you happen to meet a boyfriend, or you happen to fall in love with someone, and you discover that that person is a cocaine addict. And in your own part, because you have been mastering, trying to discover who you really are, you found out that you are not that type. You don't really want to tread that path because you don't want to lose your life. Unfortunately, you happen to have someone in your life and eventually discover he is a cocaine addict. Yeah, definitely he will try to initiate you into that. But by then, if you have discovered who you are, you can comfortably tell the person, I am not into this. This is not my life. This is not how I want to live my life. You can even tell the person it's either you quit or we just will go our separate ways, because you have discovered who you are. Now you can talk. You can stand for yourself firmly without fear. If that person loves you so much, maybe gradually he will stop. But if they refuse to stop, you don't have anything to be afraid of. You can comfortably, disentangle yourself from that relationship and walk away with your respect and dignity. But you can only achieve this by the time you discover who you truly are. So if you know you haven't known yourself well enough, do not be quick to jump into relationship, because relationship on its own comes with its own packages. You don't know what you will meet along the way. So you need to equip yourself, be strong, be a strong lady. Love yourself enough to be able to walk away when a situation is not for you. And by so walking away, you will not feel bad about it. Okay? That is number 3. And we're going to go to number 4, which is be aware of yourself. Be aware of yourself. It all boils down to what I'm teaching here. Be aware of yourself is the same thing as knowing yourself. Be aware of yourself. Many people they are not aware of who they are. They are not even aware of why they are existing, because you haven't discovered who you are. Take a little time. Be aware yourself before any other thing else. So let's go straight to number 5, which is number 5 is control yourself. Control yourself. In this case, you need to learn how to be calm in a raging situation. You need to learn how to compose and control yourself in every situation. It doesn't matter what that situation is all about. Then again, you need to learn how to control yourself not to be tempted to do something drastic that you know eventually you're going to regret. You need to control yourself. In this case, I'm going to talk about men here. Many men cannot control themselves in the side of their urge. You see a lot of women passing, different shapes, different sizes, different colors, different hairs, and you are carried away all of a sudden. It is good to appreciate God's creations, but at the same time, it is more good to control yourself. If you cannot control yourself as a man, you find yourself falling into deep temptations. Like, you might be a married man. You love your wife so dearly. Your wife is beautiful inside and out. Now you begin to see other women as you go out every day of your life or work for anything, and you begin to get confused. If you are not careful, if you cannot control yourself, you definitely fall into temptation. If you don't know what to do at that moment, you will definitely fall into the temptation of, approaching a lady and, develop a relationship from there and even impregnate that lady. And when you do that, there'll be chaos in your life, there'll be chaos in your home. You will lose your sleep, you will lose your happiness, no matter how you pretend to be happy in the eyes of the people. So self-control is a necessity. We all need to learn how to control ourselves. Then that is the aspect of between male and female. Another way is learning how to control yourself when there's a problem. Like, for example, you're having an issue with someone and it's escalated to something you never expected it to be. Tempers can be flying up and down. Anything can happen at the same time, can even initiate fights if you do not control yourself. Sometimes people go into fights not because they actually want to fight, but because they want to prove to people standing by watching them that they are strong enough to be able to defend another. Please, we are not in a boxing ring. When we're in a boxing ring, you can do that. Outside, I'm not saying that you and I cannot fight, but honestly, as an adult, you don't need it. You don't necessarily need it. Because you can control yourself and control that situation at the moment. If it warrants you to walk away and make another person look like an idiot. If you walk away and that one decides to spin you around and give you a dirty slap, in that case, I can tell you to fight. Because if I'm the one and you turn me around to slap me, oh yes, we will fight. But when the situation like that has not arrived, he or she did not touch you, don't allow yourself to go out of control for you to touch first. When it's in that manner, learn how to calm down. In fact, walk away from that scene. Make him or her look like a very stupid person. Walk away. When you do that, that is self-control. So long as they did not touch you, that is self-control. Then self-control applies in like problems in families. When problems are raging in family, like so many temptation, chaos here and there, learn how to control yourself. Mostly men and women as well. But because a man is the head of the family, learn to be calm, learn to control yourself. That as a woman we need to also learn to control and calm our nerves in that situation. Self-control is very, very important in our life. So apply self-discipline. Now comes in number 6, if I'm correct. Self-discipline. Learn how to discipline yourself. In every places you go, you mustn't eat every food you see. You mustn't have every drink you see. Learn how to control yourself. It doesn't necessarily mean you cannot eat in an event. It doesn't necessarily mean you cannot drink in an event, but learn how to control learn how to discipline yourself. Don't overeat, don't overdrink because you feel that that drink is for free, and you saw so many drinks you may not be able to afford with your personal money, and you tend to make yourself a fool by drinking in a very stupid way, drinking to stupor and falling all over the place. Discipline yourself. The same applies to men and women. Women, when you see a very cute man walking in don't get yourself loose. Don't be loose. Remember, even the Bible said it, that a man who findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor from God. You know why I use this verse? Because but the Bible said a man who findeth a wife, meaning that a man needs to come to us women first. A man needs to go to you, not you go to him, not the other way around. But unfortunately, in today's life, they call it civilization. I don't even understand it. I think I'm proud to belong in if you like, you can call it old school. I prefer a man to come to me, not me going to a man. So when you are in an event or anywhere and you see a man, you may be deep in your heart, you like that man. You can appreciate God's creation and discipline yourself enough to receive that respect which you seek. Don't go to him to start telling him, I love you, I would like us to go out and mingle and do this and do that. No. You will be degrading yourself. In fact, you will reduce your value. You reduce your worth to nothing. You can't, please don't, as a woman, don't. Allow him to walk up to you. Allow him to make the first move. Allow him to say all that. Then if you feel it is something you want, or maybe you feel it's something you really want to try out, then you can try out. But please, self-discipline is very important in our lives. We should learn how to discipline ourselves in every areas of our life. I'm not stopping. I'm going to continue. When I come back again, we are going to continue on this topic because there are a lot we need to learn about it. So if you know you enjoy this topic of today, make sure you apply all these things in your day-to-day lives. It's going to help you. It's really, really going to help you. So thank you so much for listening. But like I said, I will be right back for us to finish up. But for now, thank you for joining me. And until when I come again, we are going to finish it up. All right? Until then, thank you so much for joining me, and bye.